I think it's fun. I think really what really like did it for me was like when we had the 12-week internship, and I really, really appreciate that because I just started with a company and they're not using Splunk, the software they're using ServiceNow, and it's very similar to Splunk. So I'm like, oh, okay, this will be a piece of cake.
Nice. You started with this new company. Is that a job in cyber?
I really wish it was definitely in cyber, but it's actually a customer service desk. So what we're doing is we're a third party company and we're assisting a major company, just their internal people. We're the IT for them. So whenever anything's broke, we fix it. So say for instance, they get kicked out of their laptops or their desktop, we go in there and show them how to reset passwords. It's like a whole lot of stuff. So I just like really started this week. I'm still in training and it's still a lot, but it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. So it's kind of hectic. You're still getting used to it. I know
Yeah.
when you start a new job, there's 3 or 4 weeks where it's just crazy.
Crazy, yes.
Yeah.
And then you setting up you setting up devices, and you want to make sure you on network, and they don't want you on Wi-Fi, and But it's pretty cool. The people seems not very nice. The trainer, she's wonderful. I mean, she's just awesome. I do see advancement there. They do have quality insurance. They do have an IT team. They do have a cybersecurity department. So I do actually see all that there.
That's wonderful. It sometimes just takes getting your foot in the door, right?
Right. I saw a lot of IT help desk, and I seen stuff like still paying like $12 to $14 an hour, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know?
That's rough.
Yeah.
That's it's hard to get by. It's hard to make a living on that. So,
Yeah.
well, I'm glad that you found something where like you see potential, right? It may
Right.
not be the dream job right now, but
Right.
I don't think most people find their dream job for a long time. So,
No, because I
well,
mean, a lot of companies, a lot of the major companies that's doing all the hiring, they want you to have, Security Plus or Networking Plus, or CCNA. They want you to have all those credentials prior to it. But it's also good to get the hands-on experience prior to getting the actual certifications. You get a chance to see how their security goes, how their phishing campaign goes, like within the company, how do they train their people, and then you get over to another company, you see something different. Even from coming out of school and doing the 12-week internship, it's like with some companies, by us using it, I can't remember the name of it that they actually used, but it was an online website. It was pretty cool platform. You had to spend a few hours on that, and then you get a certificate. And the training that I got in that, I was like, okay, cool. I liked it. It was just something that I liked, and it's something that prior to that I would look for. So a lot of stuff I would look for, because at one point in time I did IT tech support for Apple, and a lot of their training is very intense, and a lot of their training taught me a lot of stuff. So like when I was going through the training for the internship, it actually, I was like, hey, I'm familiar with this. I know how to identify this, but it's not bad. It also helps you to hone your skills. And then it's, over time, you're so used to doing certain things a certain way, and sometimes it's always good to go back and review every now and then.
absolutely. So let me ask you this, Brenda. You've been in IT and around IT for a long time, working with Apple where you're at now. What got you started on a path to cybersecurity?
It's funny. Okay, so like I didn't get my first degree until I was 40. I had started like when I was younger, like about 28, and then I had to work because I had 3 children.
No.
And then as they grew up, I went back to school, and then I got my undergrad in computer science. So I got
Awesome.
my undergrad, in computer science, and then once I finished that, I was like, okay. And I had took a break for a year, and then I wound up doing an MBA because I couldn't find a cybersecurity program where I was at in Chicago that was like affordable and good at the same time. So I decided to go the MBA route, and I did that. After I finished my MBA, we wound up moving from Chicago to Indiana. And so I've been like looking for a job. And so I worked for a year. And so then I told my husband, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take up cybersecurity. And he was like, what? He was like, well, I'm going to do a bachelor's. And, it was me. And I'm like, no, why would you go do a bachelor's when you already have 2 bachelors? We both could get in the master program. So we both actually completed this together.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's
we actually
wonderful.
went to Purdue together, and so we finished together. And I was just like, I guess I was a victim of identity theft. So that was one reason why to really like educate myself on what to look for in like mail, email, phone calls, spam, all that stuff. So that was, and I was like just getting sick and tired of like every time you turn around, it's like, oh, they're breaking in this. And then even when the Equifax fax thing happened, I was like, you know what, it's time we need some people out here because it's becoming ridiculous. We should have something strong here. Now it's going from not just, I mean, cybersecurity is becoming the new war. It's not about okay, the ships and stuff like that going. It's like war on information. They want to know everything about you, your social security number, your driver's license number. And it's like we need to protect ourselves. I mean, although we have all these different businesses around to protect ourselves, but it's also better that we educate ourselves so that way we could better protect ourselves and our families and our assets.
That's absolutely correct. Wow. That's very well said. Cyber warfare is the new warfare. They say data's the new
Yeah.
oil. It's the most precious thing. I mean, everybody's after it. Every app you have on your phone,
Yes.
everything we do is an attempt at collecting data now. It's
Right.
wild. So you were a non-traditional student. That's inspirational. I was a non-traditional student too. I went back to school. I had to work. I sort of followed a similar path that you did.
Right.
I think that's fantastic. I think that's
And
outstanding.
then guess what? So we finished and we finished in August. He turned 50, I turned 50. So this is like again,
Congrats.
thanks. So I mean, I'm really excited. I just feel like if anyone wants to get off into it, if they want to learn about protecting data, I think this is something that they should get into. If they really passionate and excited about it, I think so. I also learned a lot as far as different applications like Kali Linux and what it can do and Metasploitable and stuff like that. And some companies use it, some don't. But it's also good to know, especially if you're going towards the pen tester route in
Mhm.
cybersecurity. So that's something that I'm considering. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I just feel like if you're a student, if this is something that you want to do, study hard, ask questions, and just do it. Just do it. Get search, research. I mean, a lot of stuff you'll find in books. Sometimes some of the books are very hard to read, and oftentimes you may have to go online just to find information. But I never just take it from one site. I'm careful about the sites that I get it from, and then also what I do is I just read it. I read it, and then I'll formulate, whatever. Like even when you're in school, papers and stuff like that. But one thing I do like about Project Aries is that it's hands on. We had like different types of labs and stuff as far as going to school, and we have a younger generation that's getting off into cybersecurity and stuff like that. I think this would better equip them and that they'll enjoy it much better. The reason why I think they'll enjoy it because they're familiar with the gaming platform. It's friendly, it's easy to use, and basically only thing you're doing is you have to use your mind and think.
That's wonderful. I love it. I love it. You do a lot of research. You've seen a lot of tools. How did you find out about the program at Purdue Global? I think they're awesome.
I really do think they are. I was searching and I was like, maybe I should go. I was thinking about Northwestern because I seen one of my former classmates was going to Northwestern. And so then I started going through their curriculum and everything. And I'm like, well, that out of state fee is like, And,
Yikes.
and then I was like, wait a minute, we do have Purdue here. So I went and looked up Purdue. Then I looked up Purdue Global. And so I just picked Purdue Global because I did see that they had a cybersecurity program. And I said, okay, I'll check them out. And so then at first, actually, I was like just trying to find work. And I called them back and I said, you know what? I would like to enter the cybersecurity program.
Wow. And so was it Dr. DePriest who ran your program?
Yeah, she's awesome. Yeah,
She's
she's
great.
she's very awesome. And then she give you tidbits at the end, and she do give you constructive criticism, if but it's not bad or harsh. It's just to make you focus and inform you where you having issues at. But I think the program was just awesome. I wanted to join JITA, but now I think I'm gonna do tutoring. Hopefully, if I get the job, I can do
Wow.
tutoring for Purdue in technology. So that's something that I wanted to do to give back.
That's wonderful. It's such a great program, such great
Yeah.
people. I'm glad you're going to stay involved in it. Every time I talk to Dr. DePriest and Dr. Burton, it's just a great experience.
Yes, and then they're getting new programs, and I was like, I need a break for a minute after I graduated. But I see they incorporating other programs in now, so where now you could get a micro credential, which I think is wonderful and great and a good addition for someone that you want to go on the door with a micro credential. Maybe that will get you pulled in quicker. I think that's a great idea. I feel like the idea that they also have remote training. So like for people who never work remotely, it gives them an opportunity to train and for free. And I think that's pretty cool.
I do too. I like that the world is changing. We've got to evolve with it. Things are going remote.
Right.
Education as well. So you had taken a survey, and that's how I saw that you liked Project Aries. What did you like about it most? What did you think drew you to it?
Overall, I really liked it because what happened was like, you be so textbook bound sometimes, and you really don't get a chance to like really have hands-on experience with the software. And in our program, because it's accelerated, so it's like 6 weeks. So some classes we may have one lab or two labs or a lab every other week. But I just found it fascinating because I could actually do hands-on training. I can familiarize myself with something maybe I missed or I didn't grasp right away. So it gives you the ability to go back and look and to hone in on your skills, sharpen your skills. I think it's a great platform for beginners. If you don't know anything about cybersecurity, but you're trying to get off into security, I think it's a great platform. And it's appealing. It's interactive. I mean, you could chat with your friends. Even in the workplace, you could chat with your friends and your colleagues and stuff like that. I used to like the little port game. I used to play that all the time. Oh, yeah, yes. The port game. That was my stuff. I was like, okay, I got to get these ports. I know some of these ports. And the solitary game, the cyber, that one was pretty good. I did that a lot.
Solitaire.
And,
yes.
And then once I got off into the battle room, I was like, okay, oh my God, I have all these. Why? What am I doing wrong? And I'm like, it could just be a space in there, and you did write that code in, and it is not going to give you that gold check mark.
Yes. So, but you get that hands on the keyboard. I felt your pain. So you missed that space. You don't type in that dash. You're like, why? Why isn't it working? And then you just.
But you know what about the cyber terror, that one, the solitary one? I think that's really good. The cards actually have a lot of information on them.
Yes, with the cyber kill chain information.
Yes, that was
game.
Good. Yeah, that's one thing about it is that like with I play the solitary one, and I will click on it, and it'll say something, and then I, match, get it in order. And as you're doing it, and you reading the information that's on there, and then after so many times you're doing it, you start really, if you're not grasping it in the beginning, you will grasp. So that's one thing about it. I mean, it's very helpful, very informational. It's like no one's looking over your shoulder. If you mess up, you mess up. You can always go back. You can take a hint in the battle room, which was pretty cool, So I really enjoyed it.
That's wonderful. I'm glad it made a difference for you, because some people have that natural knack for computers and cybersecurity, and sometimes it's difficult for people to understand concepts like cybersecurity. So we're hoping to bring it into reach a little bit more. It sounds like you have a talent though, and you've been doing this for a long time now.
And the funniest thing is I haven't. I think they should incorporate it like in the curriculum. I think that would be so awesome if schools could actually incorporate it in the curriculum. I think we would have some geniuses sitting around here.
Cybersecurity education in schools early and often. Yeah. It's a reality, I think, in a lot of places, and I think the U.S. is coming around slowly.
We playing catch up.
Yes, there's a huge need. You saw the need. You knew about the Equifax breaches, the information traveling overseas. A lot of places in Europe, they have the GDPR legislation, privacy rules and regulation. Here, we don't have much of that. Our data is just floating out.
You know what? I said the only state that really governs that is California. Other states need to implement that. I was just thinking about like now today, as far as, with the COVID and everything, and how much fraud has occurred. I mean, even like far as on the unemployment level, a lot of the systems are not equipped to handle it. They still on legacy systems. Everybody needs to come up to date. A lot of the systems now, the newer systems, they're like, as to thinking as before, opposed to before, thinking about the cost of systems now, it's much cheaper now than it was back then to just like update your stuff. It would be a good idea. They should make it mandatory, to be honest, to update, to update their software, because it doesn't make sense. We're in 2021 and an organization is using, Vista or 95 or 98 second edition. It's like, okay, we're about to be on 11. So, it's like, come on, everybody come up to speed. It's time to come up to speed. We've been having our head in the dirt for so long. It's time to just rise up. We've been just so passive about information and about security, and now it's just time to go and get with the flow, because it's so much happening. It's so much hacking. It's so much breaches. It's so many like insider threats. Like, oh, the company fired you. You get mad. You go to another company. You got a flash drive. Hey, I'm gonna give you all their secrets. So it's like, yeah, it's a lot going on.
Absolutely. I love your passion. It sounds like this is really important for you. When I listen to you talk about it, I'm like, this is really exciting stuff.
Because people think that cybersecurity is just one area. No, there's an avenue of areas. You just got to find your way of which one that excites you, that you're passionate about. If it's networks, then go with networking. If it's a cloud, go with the cloud. If it's penetration testing, penetration testing. The list can go on and on. So it's like you just got to find your niche.
I love it. So tell me, what's next for you? You got, it seems like a lot going on. You got a new gig. Do you have like a place that you want to land?
I mean, like after I could get my foot in the door and get some penetration testing coming, I would love to be a consultant, cybersecurity consultant. I would love to do that. Start my business in that. Maybe it could be a his and hers business.
Yeah, with the husband, right? You guys are a family.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I feel like it could be a TV show too, like
educate the people on cybersecurity.
Yeah, but like husband and wife team, it's a perfect story.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm that knowledgeable, but I'm passionate about it, and I don't mind learning more. I don't want to just be stuck, because sometimes we get in our jobs and we get stuck, and so you have to find your way, find your balance. If it's something you're passionate about, get those textbooks or whatever. If you want to get it on your Amazon Kindle books, I'm a book person. I love books, and study that in your free time.
That's wonderful. Keep learning. It's a lifelong process.
Yeah, just like sometimes you go online. I know, like on my phone a lot. It'll tell me, oh, Microsoft did this, or Kali Linux just released this, and I want to read about it. What did you guys do? What's new?
Very cool. Well, it's a pleasure talking with you, Brent. I really appreciate you making time. Is there anything else you want to say, or you think people should know, something you think could inspire other folk to get involved in cybersecurity?
I really, really think that if it's your passion to protect stuff, I actually was a security guard in the physical realm once upon a time. But if it's your passion to protect stuff, this would be the field for you, especially if you're passionate about it. You're passionate about learning more. You don't want to just stay stagnated in one place, but you don't want to stay inside a box. You know what? Cybersecurity is that place that's outside the box. It's going to be forever changing. It's going to be forever growing, and you're going to be continually learning. And that's it.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. That's perfect.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Brenda. I appreciate your time.